Hello, everyone, and happy International Women's Day. We didn't intend to make our focus on men today, but today we're going to talk about the selective service. This is a registration that U.S. citizens, males, are required to complete when they turn 18. In times of war, this registration is used to draft registrants into the military. Registering is also required for some immigrants, and we discuss who must do it and when. I am Raluca. As attorney, I provide immigration, estate planning, and family law services to my clients. And Nina Clear, my marketing and office manager, is here with me. Thank you so much for all your likes, shares, and comments as they help others to see our videos, and we really appreciate your support.
You mentioned already what the selective service is, but will you just explain it again?
Sure. The selective service is a mandatory registration for almost all U.S. citizen males from ages 18 to 25. There are several different categories of men who do not have to register, but we won't cover that today.
And when they register for this, it's basically saying that they may be called up to fight in a war.
That's right. They are registering to be called or drafted into military service in times of war.
And will everyone who registers be drafted?
Not usually. They are first examined for mental, moral, and physical fitness. Some may say they are conscientious objectors and not need to go to war. And if they qualify, they were drafted based on a random lottery system.
So if they qualify after the fitness test and everything, then it was a lottery system.
It's a lottery.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can they get out of it?
Can they get out of registering?
Yeah. Yep.
They can for different reasons, but we're not going to cover that today. My goal today is to make sure people who are immigrating to the United States or living here without a status must register, or it could impact their future ability to become a citizen. However, we will post a link to the government's website about the selective service, and if you're interested, you can look at that link.
Okay, and that will tell them who doesn't have to register, right?
Yes.
Okay. And is the registration, the selective service, open for green card holders?
Yes, green card holders and other immigrants.
What do you mean by other immigrants?
This applies to naturalized citizens, parolee, undocumented immigrants, legal permanent residents, asylum seekers, refugees, and all males with immigrant visas of any kind which expired more than 30 days ago. The individuals who are exempt from this requirements are those on current non-immigrant visas.
And what do you mean by non-immigrant visa?
There are quite a few, but the typical ones people might wonder about would be those here on a visitor or student visa or some employer-sponsored visas. If you're here on a visa and wonder if you're required to register for the draft, I suggest that you visit the USCIS site about the selective service. And much of the information we provide here came from there.
And my understanding is that it applies even if the person does not live in the United States.
That's right. Dual citizens might wonder about this. If you are a citizen of the U.S. and another country and you're living in other country or anywhere outside the U.S., you must register if you're a male ages 18 to 25.
Can you tell us how they register?
You can register for the selective service at your local post office, return a selective service registration card received by mail, or complete it online at the selective service system website.
So if a person has no status, so they're basically an illegal immigrant, and they register with the Selective Service, would that cause them to then be just deported?
No, when you register, the Selective Service does not ask you your immigration status, and they do not share information with any other government agencies.
But USCIS does share your information with the Selective Service, right?
That's right. So keep that in mind. If you apply for an adjustment of status and you are a male between ages 18 and 26, USCIS will notify the Selective Service, and if you do not register, that will impact your ability to become a citizen.
And what do you mean by that? It will impact your ability to become a citizen?
When you apply to become a citizen, one of the questions is, if you are a male living in the United States between the ages of 18 to 26, if you were and did not register, you will be denied being able to become a citizen.
So any male who didn't register when they should have will be denied?
No, I should clarify that the eligibility determination depends on the applicant's age at the time of filing their naturalization application up until the time of the oath. There is a statutory period after 5 years that if you apply to become a citizen, even if you fail to register with the Selective Service, you won't categorically be denied naturalization.
And this all feels really hard to understand because I'm not a man. I never looked at it before, but can you make it clear for everybody who is not required to register?
Sure, and this is directly from the USCIS website. The following classes of males are not required to register for Selective Service. 1, it's males over the age of 26. Another one, males who did not live in the United States between the ages of 18 and 26 years. Another one is males who lived in the United States between the ages of 18 and 26 years, but who maintain lawful non-immigrant status for the entire period. And another one is males born after March 29, 1957 and before December 31, 1959.
And can you explain, because when you look at this, sometimes USCIS will request something called a Status Information Letter, or SIL. Can you explain what that means?
Yes, this is for men who are applying to become citizens. USCIS sometimes requires a Status Information Letter, or SIL. This is a letter provided by the Selective Service that indicates if you are required to register with the Selective Service. Keep in mind, since 1983, any males who did register for the Selective Service will receive a registration acknowledgement card, and this can be used as proof that they registered.
Do you know who must provide an SIL?
Usually, men who apply to become citizens between ages 18 and 30. So if you are 31 or over, or if they are 29 or older and applying to become a citizen due to being a spouse of a U.S. citizen, they do not.
Finally, can you explain what can happen if they did not register when they were supposed to?
Yes, as I said before, if you were here during the specific age and you do not fall into any categories that free you of the obligation of registering, if you did not register, you may be denied citizenship. So this is all we had for today. Thank you for watching and for all your likes and comments. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us, as we are always here to help. See you next week. Have a good weekend.